For all of recorded history, humans have used projectile weapons, bows and arrows, spears, firearms. This is a .50 caliber Barrett rifle produced in Tennessee in the United States of America. And it's formidable. Yeah. But in the 21st century, it's all about lasers. And you are about to see the first ever real laser battle right here between clone stormtroopers and the Geonosians. Because truth is stranger than fiction. We're going to examine the real world of directed energy weapons. The story of directed energy weapons, lasers, particle beams, microwaves, starts back in the mist of prehistory. But we do know when gunpowder was first invented and used more than 2,800 years ago in what is China today. The Tang Dynasty invented gunpowder and used it to vanquish their enemies. Gunpowder-powered systems have dominated worldwide warfare and self-defense for at least the last 500 years. But by the mid-20th century, it was clear that the age of the laser was upon us. And if the age of the laser had a birthplace, it was Colorado and Nikola Tesla's death ray lab. You can say unequivocally that the father of directed energy weapons and other systems is Nikola Tesla. If you visit the Mid-America Science Museum outside Hot Springs, Arkansas, you can see the most powerful above-ground Tesla coil in the world.
All right, help me count. 3, 2, 1.
During the 1960s and 70s, there was massive classified research into directed energy for weapons purposes. And by the 1980s, they had given it an official name, the Star Wars program, the Strategic Defense Initiative to supposedly shoot down missiles fired from Russia as they came into Europe and the United States.
Popped up into space. Earth-based nuclear-powered X-ray lasers fire their radioactive rays. Attack rays from land-based excimer lasers are redirected by huge mirrors orbiting in space. Chemical lasers fire beams that burn through the shell of the onrushing missile. Particle beam weapons with pulsing rays join the attack.
When it emerged that the system wasn't very effective at defense and was really an offensive weapon, the program was officially defunded. Of course, that was only for public consumption. The government now admits they actually increased funding for the research. And now they're rolling out military systems to fire lightning bolts at people's cars, plasma rays, microwave guns to attack peaceful protesters. Drones are being shot down by the Navy with particle beams. For more than 3 decades, huge DC-10 aircraft have been converted to carry giant chemical lasers that can shoot missiles out of the sky and fry tanks and infantry on the ground. And that now leads us to the reason you're watching today, a real live Star Wars laser battle carried out on a much smaller scale. When A New Hope was released in 1977, it blew audiences away worldwide. Who could imagine humans piloting spacecraft in laser battles? Little did they know, NASA was already deploying unmanned drones in space and testing laser weapon systems, now partially declassified. The truth is, many of the technologies that we see demonstrated in the movie Star Wars with special effects have actually been a reality for more than 3 decades. The footage you're seeing is time-lapse. It took about a minute using the white-blue laser to ignite the figurines, and about 2 minutes to do it with the green laser. A laser only about 9.5 inches long is able to vaporize Lego figurines. Imagine the power of the systems mounted in DC-10s. Imagine the power of some of the new backpack-powered lasers that are actually being deployed by the Pentagon. Imagine the power of lasers mounted on Humvees that police are now training to use against the American people. And then you understand why we have a Second Amendment. It is there as a counterbalance against a corrupt, tyrannical government. In North Korea, only the government has weapon systems. In Nazi Germany and Soviet Russia, only the government was armed. And we see an arms race by the U.S. government and other governments with billions of bullets, thousands of armored vehicles, training to take on the American people, returning veterans, gun owners, conservatives, libertarians. So next time you see them saying, "How dare you have a semi-auto? You don't need that for duck hunting." It's important to understand it's not for duck hunting, and that the balance of power between the people and the government is getting wider and wider. And that's why our government servants are now behaving like belligerent thugs and trying to dominate the people. The Second Amendment is an example of liberty worldwide and is a serious check and balance against the establishment. Individuals who've committed no crime are less of a threat than organized government. And now is the time to realize that. And that's the moral of this story. Not only do the American people and the people of the world deserve access to firearms to protect themselves from government and common street criminals, we also deserve access to weaponized lasers to protect ourselves, our families, our country, and our world. So please pass this video on to your friends and family so they can understand the true meaning of the Second Amendment. Visit Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. When you're on the site, you can also tune in 24 hours a day to my daily radio broadcast. There's also a free iPhone app to listen to the syndicated radio show when and where you want.